Role of board and others in the organization for identifying and managing risks. Role of the board in risk governance. The board of directors holds overall responsibility for ensuring that an effective risk management and internal control system operates across the organization. It must establish processes for identifying, evaluating, and managing significant risks that threaten strategic objectives. The board should regularly review internal control reports and assess whether risk management systems are functioning effectively. According to governance guidance, such systems are designed to manage risk rather than eliminate it and can only provide reasonable assurance against losses or misstatement. The board must also determine risk appetite and tolerance levels, ensuring that management actions align with the organization's strategic objectives and stakeholder expectations. Role of management, risk managers, and operational staff. Senior management and operational managers play a key role in implementing the risk management framework established by the board. Risk managers typically coordinate the overall risk management process, including identifying risks, maintaining the risk register, and developing response strategies. Operational managers identify risks within their functional areas and design internal controls to mitigate them. Training and awareness programs may also be provided so employees can recognize and manage risks in day-to-day activities. Effective risk management therefore requires participation from all organizational levels, ensuring risks are captured early and managed appropriately across departments and operational processes. Role of internal audit and audit committee. Internal audit provides independent assurance to the board that risk controls and internal control systems are operating effectively. Its primary role is to evaluate the effectiveness of controls implemented by management and identify weaknesses or areas requiring improvement. The Audit Committee supports the board by monitoring financial reporting integrity, reviewing internal control systems, and overseeing internal and external audit activities. It also reviews the effectiveness of risk management processes and ensures independence of auditors. By acting independently of management, the Audit Committee protects stakeholder interests and strengthens corporate governance by ensuring that risk management and control systems are reliable and transparent. Risk mitigation including TARA, transfer, avoid, reduce, accept. Avoiding risk. Risk avoidance occurs when an organization chooses not to undertake an activity that exposes it to significant risk. This approach eliminates the risk entirely by withdrawing from the situation causing potential harm. For example, a company may avoid entering a highly volatile market or cancel a project with unacceptable financial or operational uncertainties. Although avoidance can protect the organization from potential losses, it may also mean missing opportunities for growth or competitive advantage. Therefore, avoidance is usually applied only when risks are considered intolerable or beyond the organization's risk appetite. Managers must carefully evaluate the strategic implications before deciding to avoid risks entirely. Reducing risk through controls and mitigation. Risk reduction involves implementing internal controls and operational procedures to reduce either the likelihood or the impact of a risk. Examples include improving quality controls, enhancing cybersecurity measures, strengthening staff training, or implementing monitoring systems. The aim is not to eliminate the risk completely but to bring it within acceptable limits. Organizations should evaluate whether the benefits of such controls outweigh the associated costs. Risk reduction is often the most common risk treatment approach because it allows businesses to continue operating while improving resilience and stability through better control mechanisms and monitoring systems. Transferring or accepting risk. Risk transfer occurs when an organization shifts the financial consequences of a risk to another party, typically through insurance, outsourcing, or contractual agreements. For instance, companies may purchase insurance policies to protect against potential losses or outsource high-risk activities to specialized providers. Risk acceptance occurs when management decides that the cost of mitigating the risk exceeds the potential loss, or when the risk falls within acceptable tolerance levels. In such cases, the organization consciously retains the risk and prepares contingency plans if it materializes. Acceptance usually occurs after thorough risk assessment and careful evaluation of organizational capacity to absorb potential losses. Assurance mapping. Concept and purpose of assurance mapping. Assurance mapping is a tool used to identify and coordinate the different sources of assurance within an organization. Its purpose is to ensure that key risks are adequately monitored and that assurance activities are not duplicated or overlooked. By mapping assurance providers against specific risk areas, Organizations can determine where assurance coverage exists and where gaps remain. This structured approach improves transparency and strengthens governance by ensuring that significant risks are independently reviewed. It also helps management and the board gain confidence that risk management processes and internal controls operate effectively across the organization. Sources of assurance within the organization. Assurance may come from several internal and external sources. Internal sources include operational management reviews, compliance functions, risk management teams, and internal audit. External assurance providers include external auditors, regulators, and specialist consultants. Assurance mapping helps clarify the responsibilities of these parties and ensures that assurance activities are aligned with organizational risk priorities. By clearly allocating assurance responsibilities, organizations reduce duplication of effort and strengthen oversight of major risk areas. This coordination supports efficient monitoring of internal controls and risk management processes throughout the organization. Benefits of assurance mapping for governance. Assurance mapping improves organizational governance by enhancing visibility of risk monitoring and control effectiveness. It allows senior management and the board to see how different assurance activities interact and whether key risks are adequately covered. Where assurance gaps are identified, additional controls or reviews can be introduced. Conversely, overlapping assurance activities can be streamlined to reduce costs and improve efficiency. Ultimately, assurance mapping strengthens confidence in the organization's risk management framework by demonstrating that risks are systematically monitored and controlled through multiple independent assurance mechanisms.